The word homophobic has become meaningless and is a term mostly used by the mentally ill now. Let me explain why. The LGBTQ tilde percentage sign et sign mafia has always told us we just want to be accepted and we just want to exist. The reality is they've always been able to exist, and at least since the 80s in America, nobody has really cared if you were gay, trans, lesbian, a crossdresser, fat, or whatever. But the homo community has started a new initiative the past 25 years, and it's this. It's not enough for us to exist anymore. You have to celebrate us, or you're a bigot. You have to watch two men making out in a video game, and you have to like it. Otherwise, you're quote-unquote hateful. You have to let your 5-year-old watch two dudes railing each other. Otherwise, you're, wait for it, homophobic. And I gotta hand it to you guys. It's a brilliant psyop to try to make people feel guilty for not liking whatever you're doing. But a truly astute linguist and student of culture won't fall for this piss-poor attempt at mind control via poorly constructed compound words. Random question. Do you think I could sell 1 million records if I just convinced everybody that they were Andy-phobic if they didn't buy my record? Brilliant. Look at all these Andy-phobic people out here. How dare they not buy my album? Imagine if Olive Garden started a campaign to say that if you didn't eat there once a week, you're Italio-phobic. If I don't like country music, am I country-phobic? If I don't like America, am I America-phobic? It's an absolutely insane concept to disparage people and try to make people feel guilty for not buying whatever bullshit you happen to be selling today. So, insert word here, aphobia is clever wordplay used by a dominant group to make themselves seem to be more oppressed than they really are. And I think you have to give it to Christians. Despite there being 2 billion of them regularly experiencing persecution, murder, and being butchered around the globe, not once have I seen Christians accuse anyone of Christophobia. But my only point here is that sometimes dominant groups will call their enemies blank-ophobic as a psyop to make them seem oppressed when they're really the oppressor, like the LGBTQ community. According to white liberals everywhere, you're a hateful bigot because you don't want your kids to have to stare at naked men exposing themselves on the streets of Portland. Oh, and I confirmed on Snopes whether this actually happened or not. It 100% did, but suspiciously, somehow all of the photos and video evidence of it has been scrubbed from the internet by either the federal government, by BlackRock, or whoever. So right off the bat here, at a conceptual level, I just want to talk about how absolutely insane it is to use a word to disparage somebody for not liking something that just comes down to taste. I will never like lotion. I will never like asparagus. And I will never like being forced to watch two dudes make out. To call people like me, quote, homophobic for that is just going to cause us to embrace the term more and more, which is actually what is happening to giga-chads around the world right now. When I see somebody calling somebody homophobic now, I just think, okay, so that dude's normal. Zooming out for a minute, though, I want us to etymologically analyze this word and see how it falls apart. Homo is the Latin word for human. Phobos in Greek mythology was the twin brother of Deimos and was the Greek god of fear or terror. So homophobic literally means hatred of humans. This obviously isn't the meaning they intended, so it's closer to being a compound word of homosexual and phobic. So according to them, the word they invented, homophobic, literally means fear of homosexuals. But is that what is actually going on here? I've never met a single person who was afraid of homosexuals. I mean, no offense, guys, but who is afraid of fabulous clothes and friendly gay men? So there's no actual fear of gay people going on. I think what is actually going on is this. They need a word to call people who, on moral grounds, have disagreed with their lifestyle for thousands of years and, frankly, have a lot more of a solid foundation for their beliefs. Christianity has taught for 2,000 years and still teaches to this day that homosexuality is wrong. Islam has taught for 1,400 years and still teaches to this day that homosexuality is wrong. Most of the continent of Africa consider homosexuality a crime. Most of the Middle East considers homosexuality a crime. Only in the West, within the past 50 years or so, has the religious cult of the LGBT pushed for its acceptance in society. And to be clear, it is certainly a new religion. So to think that we can just rewrite morality to fit our own cultural moment seems a bit self-absorbed, doesn't it? Within the past 50 years, the woke, homo, progressive left has justified abortion, the butchering of millions of children. They've justified homosexuality. They've already started to justify child loving by referring to those people as MAPs. a way of justifying the behavior they call minor attracted persons. But when your morality is subjective, which is really just another way of saying that they have no morality, I mean, today it's homosexuality, but who knows what they will try to justify next. And look, guys, I am happy to live in a society with gay people. What you do behind closed doors, I don't really care about. And as always, the only time we do care is when it affects our lives or the lives of our children. So to close this video down, I think calling people homophobic is a very pick-me way of pretending you're oppressed when you're not. Many cultures with traditions going back thousands of years want to teach their kids that homosexuality is wrong, and that is their right. And to be honest, history is on their side. But we do live in a free country, and you can also do whatever you want with your body. I just think calling people homophobic is a lazy, sloppy word to use that doesn't really get us any closer to understanding each other. All right, I'm out.